Welcome to my channel, Growing Energy. I'm Energy, or you can call me Nikki. So I've had this channel for a while, and I had the name that I started the channel with is Nikki Energy Tarot, and I've had this channel since about 2020, but I uploaded a few times and then I stopped for a few years. I was going through some heavy transits in my birth chart, so I just wasn't really feeling it, and I didn't want to quit completely. I always just told myself I was going to pick everything back up. So this is me attempting to reintroduce myself to the YouTube world. Welcome to my space. Thank you for checking out this video. So I'm doing tarot for right now, but eventually I'll start like adding on astrology and other things like that. But this is a safe space to be yourself. That's called Growing Energy, because we're going to be using everything that we learn to, up level to grow our energy together. So I'm super happy that you're here. So let's do a love reading. Let's do a love reading. Haven't done a reading on here in a while, and I'm just excited. I'm feeling better. I feel like I'm in a better place. For those of you that are still following me, even after years of me not posting anything, y'all are the real OGs. Like, in real life, because I didn't post anything. And so I was like, I still have followers left. Oh my God. I apologize for not being consistent, but I'm going to try my best to do that now, and just to connect better with you guys. So, all right, let's see what we get into. But yeah, I'm just excited to deliver the message and see what comes out. So we're going to do a collective love reading. No pick a card today. Just a collective love reading to see what energies come out. Where is the collective in love? What does the collective need to know? What energy is wanting to be heard? I'll pick that one. And I'll also put this right here. And then let me pick another card. Yeah, you can't see the whole table. You can't see the whole table. I can't put the whole thing on me. It's the way the camera is. I'm in like a little nook in my room. Don't really have that much space, but we'll make it work. So let's get a clarifier for this card, for what's going on in the life of the collective. What's going on? What's the energy? Let's clarify. I like a jumper. I like a jumper. All right. So on the bottom of both of these decks, we have Hypnotize. Ooh, we have Hypnotize, and we have Rebuild. Okay, so what am I feeling? So far, I'm seeing a lot of yellows. Yellow and green. I feel like there's a curiosity sparking within this person about you, or you within this person. You about this person about you, right? It almost looks like, when there's a tornado, on the inside of the tornado is always depicted as like lines, and it's going around. It's like confusion, right? And the monotone of the colors that are around here. But there's an opening of color right here, which means I feel like something is being like activated. The yellow usually correlates to the solar plexus chakra, and I believe green is the heart chakra, right? So I feel like this is just an awakening of feelings, an awakening of love. What I like to do is read the description for Rebuild out of the book, because I don't remember all of the descriptions, and that's okay. So, all right. So the keywords are collapse, expose, create, pretense, revelation, and awareness. The dynamics of a relationship can often be complicated. The longer you've been in a relationship, the more complex it can be. Relationships begin to grow many layers consisting of joys, sorrows, honesty, and duplicity. As these layers build on top of each other, it becomes increasingly difficult to know what the core of the relationship is based on. What was once love may now appear to be merely tolerance, or worse. Even in good relationships, you may find yourself growing apart from the other person. In either case, the weight of these layers can cause relationships to collapse. Now may be a good time to start fresh with one or more of your relationships. Peel off the layers one by one, cut away any pretense, and see what may be revealed. Find the core of the relationship and decide if it is still what you want and what you find attractive. If so, then discard old layers and consciously create a new commitment with this person or persons, one based on truth, honesty, and love. Use the awareness gained by this exercise to steer the relationship on the clear, steady course. The same applies to rebuilding the relationships with yourself. Examine your many layers of joy and sorrow, success and failures, and think about how they're affecting your ability to love yourself and therefore to find love. Expose those false voices that tell you that you are unworthy and silence them. When you do, your true value will be revealed. Rebuild your life around unconditional love for yourself and invite in unconditional love from others. The affirmation is, I cut to the core of my relationships and consciously rebuild them. All right. All right. So what I was seeing a bunch of things, right? A bunch of relationship dynamics. If you are single and you are maybe interested in finding love, right? I'm seeing you being in a place to where you're being asked to find more self-confidence. Like, it's so cliche to say like attracts like, or you attract the level that you're on, because sometimes that's not true. Sometimes you attract something that's better than the level that you're on because you're supposed to kind of like rise to that level. Someone's there to challenge you, to get you to the next level version of yourself. The issue is a lot of us don't like change. So sometimes we shut down because we want to stick with what is comfortable. So what you're asking to do is, I know it says hypnotize on here in the description, that I get lost when I look at you. I don't want to be found, but I kind of feel like if you are single, this is talking about getting lost within yourself, and rebuilding yourself. Really focusing on, I haven't even turned these are the main cards over. These are just on the bottom of the deck, right? So we're basically talking about rebuilding. If you want love, like in my opinion, if I want someone to care about me or to love me or to put me first, I have to care about me. I have to love me. I have to put me first. So it's kind of like, finding that within yourself, finding the love for yourself, so that when you do have people come in and out of your life, you won't be so shaken by the ones that aren't serious, because you'll recognize that they aren't serious and you'll want better because you've been giving yourself better. And if you're going to put loving you in the hands of someone else, you want to make sure that they can do a better job at loving you than you can do at loving yourself. But the focus is on, and it's funny, in both of these cards, if you look, you can see like the hand holding that light in both of them. So I kind of feel like this definitely has a lot to do with finding the light within yourself, right? If For those of you that are in an existing relationship and you've had problems, or you feel bored because of the monotony of a relationship, like every day is the same. I'm thinking like sixth house, routine, get up, shower, go to work, I watch the kids, or I stay at home, or whatever, I work from home, or I go work out, and then, cook dinner, go to the bar, it's feeling repetitive, and your relationship has probably gotten into a slump. What you're being asked to do is, because we can't control anyone else, right? It has to be two people wanting to be within a relationship dynamic for it to work. So what you're being asked to do is to put effort into revitalizing this relationship. It takes two people to make something work. So if you're and this could be vice versa. I don't know who I'm talking to know the specifics of your relationship. So don't come for me, please. Please. But either you or the other person that you're in this dynamic with has to focus on putting effort into making this work. Do you want to put effort into making this work? Is this something that you're looking forward to doing? Are you thinking to yourself, I love this person. Yeah, we've been in a slump, but I don't see my life without this person. And if so, then both of you have to work on, how do you show up for each other every single day? How do you show up for this relationship every single day? How do you let this person know that you care about them, that they're important to you? what is their love language. You know, some people like going off of love languages, and I kind of understand it, because not understand it, I do pay attention to or consider love languages with people, because let's say I love being told that you love me and that you love being in this relationship and that you think I'm beautiful and, you know, all those things. And you never say it because your way of showing love is buying me gifts. And even though I'm appreciative of the gifts, you know, there's something in me that still wants to hear it. So what does your spouse, what does the person you're in a relationship with, what do they want to hear? For the single people, what can you do to make yourself feel loved? Is that eating better? Is that, you know, working out? Is that not watching certain videos, listen to certain songs that make you feel bad about yourself? Is that not looking at things online that kind of make you anxious or make you angry or sad, you know, that like, we're not talking about being ignorant to things that are going on in the world at all, but the unnecessary stuff that isn't life or death of somebody else, you know, unnecessary drama and stuff like that. Are you paying attention to that type of stuff instead of how you can love on yourself or take care of yourself? You know, be mindful of where your energy is going. Isn't this term like energy flows where your thoughts go, or wherever your thoughts go, that's where energy flows. So be careful that your energy isn't going to dimming your own light, because there's two cards here that are talking about hypnotize and rebuild. And I feel like this is talking about hypnotizing and rebuilding off of like your own, off yourself. Like, and with 1 and the 6 added together, of course, that makes 7. 7 is a spiritual card, but it's also the number of awareness. And this is coming out to make you aware. At this point in time in your life, you feel like you're ready for love. Okay, how much are you loving yourself? Okay, if you feel like you want to revitalize things within your relationship, are you putting the work in? And then if you don't, I'm not telling you what to do, but you don't want to string someone along, especially when you know you can't give them what they need because you've emotionally or mentally checked out. Because no matter if you have a reason to feel as though you're checked out, the way you go about it and not being upfront and honest to that person will always come across as you're wasting their time. And you don't want to do that. You know, you don't want that karma back. You don't want to have to worry about, you know, anyone in your future dealing with you that way. Just basically, if you wouldn't want someone to do it to you, don't do it to somebody else. You know, find a way to communicate no matter how hard it is. Your feelings and what you want to say, have the strength to do it. I feel like, and I'm only saying this because I know this looks like pink, but I'm going to go for red with this card. Reddish pink for me. I feel like with red, I feel like the root chakra, and I feel like the root chakra is like your foundation, your base. It almost is like, it's also like childhood, like the things that you felt like you didn't get in childhood. Maybe you weren't taught to speak positive to yourself in childhood, so you don't know how to speak life into your relationships, or you don't know how to, you're always looking for someone else to speak life into you. And I feel like if that's the case, going to counseling or figuring out ways to love on yourself and show yourself more appreciation will help you show up better in your relationships. Okay, so let me see. Save me, a heart shattered too many times, a lost soul in need of a healing touch, helpless and hopeless. Yeah, you know what's crazy? I feel like this is a relationship that might be on the end of dissolving. With the save me, a heart shattered too many times. If you are in a relationship and you guys have been going through hard times in your relationship, the both of you have equally hurt each other. And I feel like this two people who both feel the same way, not knowing what path to take. But if there's a part of you that wants to rebuild, because I'm looking at this card as 8 and this is 16, so this is double this. This is like, I feel like another level to this. That rebuilding will cause you to really unlock something. And even though there's a confusion about which path to take, are you going to stay together? Are you going to break up? In the middle, the sun is still there, which means no matter what path you take, it'll be good. Because if the two of you decide to work at the relationship and you decide, let's stay together, right? You'll go on that path and then you'll end up working things out and honestly get to another level within your relationship where you are devoting yourself to each other again. And you're really deepening your relationship and finding out, the ways that you can show up for each other on a daily basis. This heart shattered too many times, a soul in need of a healing touch. What I see is, if you look at this card, it looks like she has a breathing apparatus on her mouth. Like, she needs air, like, definitely like, save me. Like they're fighting for air, like something needs to change. This is dying fast. That's what I'm hearing. Something needs to change. Like, you might not resonate with this reading. This feels very specific. Or if you're single, I don't think you can continue going the path that you're going with the relationships you've kind of been choosing, the things that you've been doing for the sake of love. This is a love reading, so save me. Are you looking for someone to save you? Once again, it's going back to you activating yourself. There's not two people in this rebuild card. There's one person in this rebuild card for you singles people. For those of you that are single, excuse me, how much do you care? How much do you want to show up? How much do you feel like this relationship is worth you putting in effort, showing up every single day? Even if it's just a relationship with yourself, are you going to go back to feeling hopeless and helpless? Or are you going to pick the path of, let me try something new. Let me actually not give up on myself. Let me not give up on this. Maybe in relationships you've had in the past, when things have gotten hard, you've walked away quickly. So you don't know if anything will last. And there's some things that you can't forgive, right? I'm not telling anyone to stay with anything, because some people it's like, listen, I'll walk away from somebody real quick. I'll be like, you're getting on my nerves. However, when I started growing up, I'm not saying you're not grown, but for me, I noticed that my communication was bad. I ghost people all the time. I wouldn't explain anything. I wouldn't try. I'd just be like, it's getting on my nerves. Let me just leave. And when that happens to me, I'm so heartbroken. I am so heartbroken. So I guess if I can pull anything from that is do unto others as you want done to you. If you know you need to have a conversation with somebody, if you know you want this thing to last, then what you need to do is go out of your way to work at it. Put in effort to see change. Don't always do the same thing. Try something different. Try communicating, try speaking up. Let me get another message for this collective love reading. Let me get another message for this collective. Yeah, it's like an awakening in the heart space. Maybe it's meeting someone after leaving something that had to go, that shattered, and finding something better, finding something new, like something awakening you again. You feel like you're walking around in the darkness, and now, too many cards. Just give me one at a time, please. Right, so we're looking at something that has to do with some kind of, this doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage, because it says union on here, right? So we have the union card. Not necessarily a marriage. This can definitely be just a commitment, but it's asking you if, I see these two rings joined together, I'm thinking of, you know, obviously wedding rings. But they are connected. It's like they're welded together. It's building a strong foundation. I see a lot of symbols of circles, and to me, like, you know, circles to 360, it's never ending. You can't break that circle once it's locked in. Like if you're making jewelry and you have two sides like this, and then you weld it together. You weld it together to make it a circle. I feel like you can't really break or come in between that unless you physically use like jewelry cutters or something to cut the jewelry open. So I feel like this is just a deepening of a relationship. So, okay, we go from trying to figure this out, trying to figure out if we want to stay, and if you're staying there, right? Or if you are single working on yourself, this is leading you to a union because, you know, yeah, and children. So, hey, if you are childbearing age and you don't want to have any kids, then wrap it up, sweet pea. But if you are not childbearing age, this could be like approaching your relationship again with innocence, with a new like revitalization of happiness, of fun, of like, you know, it's new, it's fun, it's innocent, it's, you know, let's sneak around and make out, let's go get on a flight, let's go do this together, what do we like doing when we were, you know, new in our relationship, let's go do that again, let's find creative things to do to kind of make this work. So I feel like that's a thing as well. Let me and then also the Beauty Queen card came out. And for those of you like working on yourselves, the more you work on yourself is the prettier you look. Like your aura just transcends the person you are. I feel like people from your past could look at you and see you and be like, oh my God, they've completely changed. And it's, yes, you've changed. Like you've been working on your body, taking the right supplements, your hair is longer. Like those little things need to be celebrated because it takes patience to grow your nails. It takes patience to grow your hair. It just takes patience to take care of yourself, you know? But kudos to you for putting yourself first. Or, you know, if you're in a relationship, you also need to learn how to love on yourself so that you can be a better person within that relationship. So maybe this is also doing things to make you feel confident, to make you feel good about yourself so that you can be a better friend, better lover, better spouse, better girlfriend, better boyfriend, you know? Because I feel like, okay, I know I like to get dressed up when I go places, and there are people that'll say you're overdressed, right? And I don't look at it as me trying to outshine anyone or trying to outdress anyone or anything like that. I just know when I get dressed and I put on makeup and I feel good about myself, it's less that I'm expecting the person that I'm with, you know, my spouse, person I'm in a relationship with, to, I don't need them to reassure me, because if they reassure me or not, which they better be giving me words of affirmation and telling me I'm dope and amazing. But, you know, if they don't, I'm not lost or I don't feel in a drought because I can make me feel amazing because I've taken time. This is like all about self-love and just taking care of yourself so that you can be a better person in that relationship dynamic, or just for yourself so that you can attract the right person for you. All right, these cards turned over. All right, let's get some more messages. Okay. So, what was I just talking about? Self-worth. That self-worth card came up real strong. Look at that. That's too bright. I'm sorry. Okay, the glare. The glare sucks. Okay. Value, self-esteem, confidence. Be empowered by valuing yourself. I'm telling you, this is about you rebuilding your self-worth. Those of you even wondering why you're single, it's because you've been on that path of rebuilding your self-worth. This might not be what you want to hear. Like it might not be the, but you know what, just to tell you what these mean. Rise above and awakening. So I know I didn't just drop all those cards. I know you didn't just drop on the floor like that. Right, so that rise above and awakening, we're seeing that awakening card again, you know, like with that rebuild or the awakening from that first card that we pulled out. The way to go is just working on yourself and focusing on what you can do to be better. And we have divine timing. So, phone calls. Okay. So, divine timing, patience, perseverance, peace, trust that divine knows when. So, it's okay. Hidden path. Ooh, detour, slow down, explore, go in a new direction. So, this hidden path is, I hate to sound cliche, something you don't see coming. We all tarot card readers say that. But it is something you don't see coming with this hidden path. And I see divine timing. So it's almost like, how we can't control everything else that happens around us. But you can control yourself. You can control what you're doing for yourself, that self-worth and that beauty queen. You can control how much you're putting into yourself. And once God, the divine, the universe, whatever you just choose to call God, sees that you are taking care of yourself. It's almost like this relationship renewal, this relationship with yourself, this is going to thrive. It's going to really take off and just start getting better for you because you're showing that you want better, you want more, you're ready for more because you're doing more for yourself. It all starts with you. Remember, we can't control anyone else. We can control us. But if you're trying and that other person isn't, then you need to worry about your self-worth and get on out of there. Just, pay attention to what that person's doing and make sure you represent yourself in the best way. You always give of yourself, but don't let anyone, play you. Like, yeah, okay, so the devil card coming out. That, why did my earring just fall out? Wow, okay, with this card coming out, I'm legit seeing like, relationship dynamics where, and this card is so descriptive. It's like, it's the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I love it. So what I'm seeing is like two people bound to the most worst parts of each other. Like, let's say you've been in a relationship for a little while and the two of you have just been like, it's not the best last few months. You've been seeing the worst of each other. The focusing on yourself, the actively trying to change, that is what is going to get you out of this energy. But also with the Save Me and the Devil card here, this is toxic. If you're in something that is toxic and it's not benefiting you, you can't be yourself. Even if you try to change, the atmosphere is still bad. That person doesn't try to do anything. The person talks to you in a bad way. This person is disrespectful towards you. You need to get up out of there. You'll get better when you act like you deserve better. You know what I'm saying? When you act like you deserve better, you'll get better. Because if you're sticking in something that is drowning you, you feel suffocated, you feel like not your best self, you feel like you're drowning, you feel like you need a lifeline, you need to get out of there. Yeah, and I feel like some of you would be leaving a relationship. The Queen of Swords came out here, The thing about the Queen of Swords card, some of you don't want to hear this, because you've been patient and it might not be happening now, or you're being told self-worth is the key or whatever. But there's something coming in for some of you. I said that hidden path is right there. And the cards are coming out not because you haven't been working on yourself. It's because you have. It's because it's almost like the last leg. It's almost like reminding you, don't give up, keep pushing to put yourself first, right? The Queen of Swords, you can definitely be a Libra. So I can see Capricorn and Libra cards here, right? With the Queen of Swords, this is a message. This is someone like in the back of the card, there's a lot of wind and trees blowing, but in her seat that she's in, her garments aren't flowing in the wind. Like, she isn't movable. She's immovable. She is firm. She's stuck in her way. She's holding that sword of truth, communication. And what I like is that her crown has butterflies all around it. Butterflies to me mean transformation. I've always heard this card described as someone who has gone through a divorce. So if you are on the brink of a divorce, leaving a relationship, Do not feel bad about that. Don't feel like that's a bad thing. Because this is someone who, they went through the pain, but it's showing that they are on their throne now. Like with all the court cards, right? With all the court cards, you always see them like sitting down. They're always depicted as sitting down. They're holding their swords firm close to their hand, which means they're not a knight. They're not charging with the sword. They're not charging with the sword in the air. They're holding it here. They're steady. They're calm. It's like you're at that level where you know your place, you know your power, you know who you are. And sometimes we get into relationships when we don't know who we are, when we're still learning. And then through that relationship, there is a change and we become different. You can move on, you can grow out of love with somebody. And if that's the case, then do what's best for you, get out of there and find something that makes you happy. I see another 7 card with the 7 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. And with this, it's like a lot of you have been patient waiting for love. A lot of you have been real patient waiting for, what's going to be. Like for those of you that have been working on yourself, good job, because you're there. It's almost like you put in all this work and you finally stop to see where, like, what have I gotten? And then you realize you're a lot farther along than you thought you were. If this is a conversation you need to have with somebody, if this is you signing divorce papers, if this is you having a difficult conversation, breaking up with somebody, telling someone you don't want to be in a relationship with them, if you're single, know that you're doing this from a place of love for yourself. And you need to really focus on loving on yourself, because people will treat you only how you allow them to treat you, in the sense to where when you don't know enough, you accept things. But if you know something and you still accept the worst, it's basically saying, I don't think I'm worth the better treatment. And get yourself out of that, because I'm seeing too many cards talking about self-worth, you being a beauty queen, and you don't get there without putting in the work on yourself, leaving this toxicity behind, leaving this energy that is kind of holding you back, holding on to pain, holding on to feeling like they're naked on this card. When you're naked, like you're exposed, you don't feel protected, you don't feel concealed. You might not have felt protected in a relationship, and that's something that you might need. Maybe from upbringing, you didn't feel protected as a child. So now in an adult relationship, you need that. You need to feel protected. And if someone's not doing that for you, then, basically you need to get up out of there. Become your own protection until you find somebody worthy of your heart. Be kind to yourself, but love yourself enough to know when to get up out of there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to, I have some charms in here. Sorry if it's loud. Let's see. This dove falling right on divine timing with the color white, color of purity. I feel like this dove kind of falling directly on the purity card. It can't even. All right, whatever. This dove falling on the purity card. It's like going down, like swooping in. Not the purity card. Why am I saying purity card? The color of purity. Something starting over, something being healed. Some relationships are being healed. I see a maple leaf here, so some people can be from Canada. This hand here that is giving me the okay symbol. And this dove is on the divine timing card, not the purity card. What was I talking about? This is healing of emotions. This is with the blue here and the star. I feel like this is definitely, it's the blue and the moon. It's like a half moon and a star there. It's like healing, I don't want to say healing by night, healing the hidden, healing the unconscious, healing the things within yourself that made you feel like you had to accept certain things in relationships. It's just healing, overall healing. And then the crown. This is a crown falling near this Queen of Swords, like being in your power, like just understanding who you are, getting to know yourself. And once you show God that you are ready for someone to love you and say that I really want real true love, sometimes that comes with destruction of your current situation so that you can be aligned with what's best for you. But with the starfish, I'm seeing maybe water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But with the pink color, I'm feeling like, I'm just feeling sweetness. I'm feeling kindness with emotions. I think you have a lot of love to give. I think you need to give it to yourself first. And then I also think when you get the chance to give it to someone else and they show themselves worthy of it, it's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be a real beautiful thing. So that was my reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, comment, or subscribe. Once again, this is Growing Energy. My name is Energy, and I'm so happy that you spent this, few minutes with me. Thank you for checking my page out, and I hope that you come back for more content. Okay, bye.